Breaking news! Tragedy at the San Diego Zoo. Earlier this afternoon, a man held his laptop computer over the gorilla enclosure, accidentally dropping his laptop into the gorilla enclosure. And the gorilla, known as Mr. Belvedere, held on to the laptop. We could only assume he was trying to protect the laptop from the other gorillas in the enclosure. Unfortunately, the laptop was unrepairable, and due to such events, the Cabin Fever podcast had to be recorded once again using a cell phone. I'm Chad McPherson, signing out for the nightly news. And remember, hold on to your laptop, or a gorilla will fuck up your computer. Stay safe, San Diego.
Cabin fever. Cabin fever.
Cabin fever.
Cabin fever.
Cabin fever. Forgive me, I'm off work. So.
See, I like that. That's a good one. If we could get like some kind of choir or like professional singer to do something kind of fun like that.
Yeah.
Have like a cool little intro.
We could start it off like.
Yeah,
jokey,
we could do it.
just,
Yeah.
Like,
and then it gets real good. yeah, exactly.
Opera.
One day.
Singer. Yeah.
One day. You want to introduce this beer that's just waiting for us to try?
Okay. I Ballast Point released a new beer.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
And it's called the Barmy. And it is a golden ale with apricot and honey. And this baby is 12%.
Woo wee!
12% ale. So I'm guessing they've probably had it at the tap rooms for a while.
Yeah, they must have been testing it out just to see how people liked it, and it was good enough to bottle.
Yeah.
And start sending it out to stores.
Yep, so I just picked it up on the way here.
And you went straight to the source, right?
Yep, I went to the original Ballast Point room here in San Diego.
Nice.
They have like 3 tasting rooms and then a home brew. Two home brew places now.
Really?
I passed by one, it's near Old Town.
Oh, wow.
Not Little Italy, but...
So just
home
brew supplies and all that good stuff? Okay,
and then
cool.
I believe a tasting room, too.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it said that on the side.
Wow.
I have done 0 research for anything that I'm talking about today. Anyway.
Let's try this.
Let's try it out. We're ready to go.
1, 2, 3. Bear, 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 gently bear, bear, bear.
Wow.
That's really good.
That's tasty.
It reminds me of like a barley wine a little
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit.
Yep. Yeah, it's got that like sour notes to
Yeah.
it. It reminds me of like a barley wine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
I feel like I can taste how strong it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can definitely taste the alcohol in there.
Yeah. Is that what makes that taste? Because the high alcohol content? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
That wine type
Yeah.
taste to it? Wow. Yeah, that tastes really good.
Yeah, big thumbs up from me, that's for sure. And it's pretty pricey, right? How much?
Yeah, it was $16.99.
And that's with your discount.
No, that's before.
Oh, that's with
I
before.
think it was like just over 13. So
Yeah, you could easily get a decent 12-pack of IPAs for that amount.
exactly.
It's worth trying though, things like that.
Maybe it's just because they're just taking they're about to put it in stores, but I bought this from the brewery. They had like a big sign when I walked up, so they're just taking advantage of demand maybe and being like,
oh yeah,
it's a
absolutely.
weird thing right now.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. Yeah, I'm sure like the habanero sculpin or the grapefruit sculpin when they first introduced it, I'm sure it was probably pretty pricey.
Yeah.
And now it's comparable. I think it's a decent price now.
Yeah.
It's not
I
too bad.
still who buys the habanero 6-pack? They're crazy.
I don't know.
I mean,
Well, I think if you're into cooking and doing recipes, I think it would probably be good for like, I don't know, steaming clams or
oh,
maybe like you can beef stew or something, add a beer to it, or beer can chicken.
Uh-huh.
You just put the chicken right on top of the beer can. So maybe something like that might be good.
yeah,
I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But to
they make
actually
good
drink
choices.
and to like enjoy it like on a hot summer day, nah,
Just a
I don't
kick
think
back.
so.
That must be
No
a good
way.
prank.
Oh
You
yeah,
guys
exactly.
expect
Yeah,
a
switch
sculpin?
labels or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he just talks about his sculpin, and it's just like,
Yeah. And you just like have a normal one. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
It tastes great to me. It's not spicy at all.
yeah. Grow pair,
Mhm.
dude. This is great. And it was $16.99.
Yeah. So it's Memorial Day weekend. All the people are out at the river, probably enjoying a good time. Everyone's out at the beaches doing their thing. And old Matt was working.
I was working, yeah, and I will be working
Do you
tomorrow.
do you get Monday off at least?
You got Monday off.
Yeah.
And it's a paid vacation day.
That's
for us
awesome.
Employees, so
That's freedom.
that's good. And this weekend it's been a little dreary, a little,
Yeah, it's been
cloudy, not
pretty
that
gloomy.
warm,
Pretty
so-
gloomy.
you know. At first I was like, oh, what are we gonna do Monday? You know, fight crowds somewhere. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I wouldn't mind if the weather's crappy. Gives me an excuse to not go fight crowds at the beach or something.
Exactly.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because today I took a much needed kind of little day vacation just to kind of
Nice.
change it up, little change of scenery, get out of San Diego. So I drove up to like the Santa Barbara area.
So why Santa Barbara?
I just think it's beautiful up there.
Yeah.
It's nice up there.
Mhm.
Yeah. But then again, it is Memorial Day weekend, so it was pretty busy up there, and it was hard to find parking. And I'm like, this kind of like defeats the purpose of like going in and like just go somewhere and enjoy it. But eventually, I did find a decent spot, and I just walked around and just kind of took a break from my camera and checking snaps and things like that,
Nice.
and checking Facebook, and just wanted to keep like a complete break. But I'm definitely in need of like a real vacation, like
Yeah.
a trip to the river, or just a trip where there's no internet or phone service, and
Yeah.
just to get away from it and just to really decompress and just really rest and not
Yeah.
have to worry about anything.
You should.
Yeah, because it's been just, for me, just nonstop with a bunch of shit dealing with actual work and other personal shit. So it's just, at a certain point, you just need to take a break, cut the cord, and relax.
I can't believe next month it'll be 2 years since we went to Yosemite.
I know,
Crazy.
that's been way too long.
Yeah.
And that's one of those places that I think about all the time.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and look at pictures and I'm like, damn, that really is just an amazing place. And we just saw a little bit of it. There's
Yeah.
so much more.
True.
Yeah.
True. Hey, I got a bunch of vacation time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So between that, maybe, well, that was a good time to go up there.
Mhm.
It wasn't, the weather was pretty nice as far as I remember.
Yeah. When did we go? July?
No, it was June.
Oh, it was June.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what part of June, but
Yeah, it was really nice during the day.
Yeah.
It wasn't that cold at night,
that's
from
right.
what I can remember.
It was kind of cold, but not. I think I was drunk asleep.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
drink myself
So it's
to
like,
sleep.
I don't know what it was like at night, actually.
I probably woke up miserable at some point.
Oh, I definitely did. Yeah, I was just not prepared. Didn't have like a proper sleeping mat, so it was just hard ground. And then I think I ended up just sleeping in your car.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
right.
it was just like, because I just didn't want to set up my tent or anything. So I'm
Yeah,
like, fuck it, I'll just sleep in here,
yeah.
and it worked out.
You gotta do what you gotta do
Yeah, exactly.
when you're roughing it.
Yeah, it was still worth it though, just to finally be out there to do it.
Yeah, today some kid was like, "Oh, he's like, I'm taking a real vacation next week. You know, for the first time in a few years." And he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm going to Yosemite."
It's a good
And I
place
was
to
like,
start.
"Oh, that's awesome!" And then he was even like, "Yeah, where are some good places to camp? Because we got a spot down in the valley, but we might not get it or something
Mhm.
like that." And I was like, telling him about we went to
Tulum.
Tuolumne.
Oh, Tuolumne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the outskirts, and I was like, that was so much better because we drove down to the valley that one day, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But where we camped was so sweet. There's so much hiking and was just serene. And just,
Yeah.
like, such a good time, and wildlife, and then they had that shuttle that went other places. And,
Yeah, that was pretty handy. That's a good service to have.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was good. But God, yeah, it'd be nice to get back up there and do that. So what else did you do in Santa Barbara? It was
Nothing
Was
really.
there a
I
lot
just
of-
chilled, just hung out. Really,
Yeah.
it was kind of similar weather. It was a little bit sunnier up there at times, but still wasn't great weather, and there was still a lot of people just hanging out, like near the coast. So I just hung out. Really,
yeah,
walked along the beach. Didn't really take too many photos, just because also I'm a photographer, so I've got the camera in my hand every single day, and I know it's like, oh, you're going up there, and you should be taking a bunch of pictures. But it's like, I've been up here before, and I've taken a bunch of pictures, so it's like I just up there to take a break from it all.
When's
pretty
the
much.
last time you were there?
Probably a couple years
Uh-huh.
since I just driven up there just to hang out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I've gone up there a couple times just to kind of explore the area.
that's cool.
Because a long time ago, because they have Brooks Institute of Photography is up there. That's
okay.
Really well known photography school, and I think they do cinematography now. But yeah, like there was a time and place that I would have loved to have gone there, but tuition is so expensive.
Yeah.
It would have been insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's like a independent school, right?
Mhm.
Just for the
yeah, and
one
it's Santa
meeting.
Barbara. It's just rich kids, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I went there once with this guy I used to work with at Domino's. Remember Jimmy?
Oh yeah, yeah.
His band was playing a show up there, and he said I could come with. So I got in the van, and we drove
Part
up
of the
there.
crew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. I had like a really, really good time, and we met up with one of his friends up there. This band I was with, they were all straight edge,
Mm-hmm.
and I was not, and neither was like this other roadie guy. And then we met up with his friend that went to school at UC Santa Barbara, who lived in like just like an apartment up there or whatever with like 6 other dudes or something.
Wow.
And so like he let us crash on his floor, and then he was like a heavy pot smoker just like everyone there,
Yeah.
and so was I at the time. So we had a really good time.
Hell
They were
yeah.
very generous. and
Yeah,
they-
yeah.
They got us high and like took us around all these parties and stuff, and it was just so surreal. But there was a part of me that was just like, God damn, these kids. They are so, because I think at that point I was probably like 23. So, you know, people, I guess that would have been the age to graduate college, you know,
Right,
where people
yeah.
were starting to graduate, and then like all these kids were like coming up through college, and I couldn't believe they lived in these apartments and partied like every night, and they had the beach right there, and Santa Barbara's beautiful and stuff, and I was so envious. I was just like, oh my god.
Oh
If
yeah.
only. If only. But it was a really cool experience, and then the guys got their van and trailer stuck in a Taco Bell parking lot, and
Like
they just
Like they couldn't maneuver it through because it was small or something.
They pulled in and they couldn't back it out,
Ah,
and they were trying, and I hadn't done much except just kept quiet. Like I was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
like feel my way around these people, and I was like, hey, why don't you give me a shot? And they're like, okay, if you think you can do it. And then I backed the trailer out and then turned it around, and I felt so.
hell yeah.
I earned my keep.
Hell yeah.
I'm a roadie.
Man,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah.
That's a skill. That's like a man skill. If you know how to maneuver a trailer with a vehicle.
Yeah.
You've done that a couple times. I remember that
Few
story
times.
about those chicks. You were like
Yeah.
15 and you got to launch their boat or something.
Yeah, Monster Wave Runners.
Yeah.
'cause they couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
Stud.
Yeah. Yeah. Finding now, but I mean,
Right, exactly.
where's the party?
Exactly, exactly.
Where's hair on these balls?
Right.
I know you don't think so. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they had "Spring Break" written all over their truck, and there was just a bunch of party
you
girls.
know they're out there for a good old time.
Yeah.
What t-shirt contests, pasties,
Oh yeah, damn.
beer bong, regular bong, all the bongs.
Any kind of bong.
Yeah.
Bong, 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 bong. Play the bongos.
Yeah, bongos.
Oh well. Yeah, Santa Barbara. It's beautiful thing.
Yeah, man.
I like it.
So just being up there, it's piqued my interest. So I'm like, you mentioned Yosemite, but I'd love to do something free like Joshua Tree. I've never been to Joshua Tree. Have you been?
Nope.
Just plan a trip to Joshua Tree.
Let's do it at like the end of summer, coming into fall. when
Yeah,
was
because
so
it is
hot.
going to be starting to get pretty hot out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'd
Fall?
be game for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just take a trip.
All right, we'll put that on the books.
Take a trip.
Trip. Because it is going to be a good summer for taking trips.
Well, let me check Joshua Tree's Yelp page.
Oh, right, exactly.
me
5 mushrooms.
Trap advisor.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a thing. We'll play on TripAdvisor.
A new app. New app
Delete.
idea. Yeah.
Get this off of your
Cabin
lips.
Fever copyrighted.
Yeah. Okay, so what was I going to say right before we started? I was like, oh, I'll talk about that later. We're talking about Trump, political rally. Oh, yeah, I remember now. I was going to say, I think it's funny when, I don't know, I saw it on like a Facebook video, you know, and just when people are like, oh, you know, if you vote for so-and-so, that's on you.
Oh,
And then, like,
right.
and just implying that, like, you know, you make a vote and then everything that person does, like, somehow comes back to, like, the individual person or something.
Right,
I just
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's so funny. It's just like, yeah, if all you guys gonna vote for Hillary Clinton and she messes up, well, that's on you. Well,
Yeah.
that's on you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, I don't know. I was thinking about that word here. I thought that was so funny that people do that.
That's
a weird
insane
mentality.
thinking. Yeah, that's an odd mentality to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a schoolyard election or something. you know, like-
Absolutely. Definitely.
yeah.
So are you paying attention? Like, where are we at now? Like, is Bernie in? Is Hillary in? Like, I keep thinking like Hillary's like getting indicted about this whole Benghazi thing, and then
They're
Bernie's just doing his thing and making leadway with, you know, a lot of the younger people.
Yesterday, I read that Trump declined to debate with Bernie. Because,
I was hoping he would debate him.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
and he said it's because Bernie is not the front runner of the
Oh.
Democratic Party. So why would he waste?
Why
his
would he
time?
waste his time? Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I guess
If he's really out there to be president, he should debate anybody who wants to debate him.
Yeah.
That's worth debating. I think why not debate Bernie?
I don't know
If he feels like he is really going to be the better representative as president and bring the better, I don't know, plans, ideas, then why not shut down Bernie? And then maybe he could win some supporters. It just seems silly. That's like almost a pussy way of thinking. I don't know.
Yeah,
Trump
I
should do
know.
it.
There's a part of me that's like afraid that just this Trump thing is just now it's just a point to where it's beating us down.
Yeah, right.
And we're just gonna be in submission. We're all gonna submit after a while.
I
you
know.
Like,
It's getting crazy. It's weird.
It's weird because I remember a year ago, I was getting ready for my friend's wedding, and his new brother-in-law was in the military, and Trump had just come out speculating that he was going to run,
Mm-hmm.
and we were all kind of like, he was asking us about it, and I remember being like, oh, this guy Trump, he's just posturing. He's just saying like a bunch of like, I love the military and all this stuff to give him some credibility and stuff. But I'm like, I don't know if that guy has any credibility to be president. And I'm sure a lot of people were on the same wavelength of like, oh, Trump, this is a freaking joke or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
here we are a year later, and it's just
Yep.
like, the guy's like got the nomination, you know?
I really just thought he was more of like the clown character
Yeah.
type of thing, and there would be a legitimate like Republican frontrunner that would have like stomped him in a
Emerged.
debate and would have emerged and
Yeah.
wouldn't have gotten shut down with his like crazy debating style and like attacking and Twitter and shit like that.
Yeah.
But no one, they all pussied out. They all fell to the wayside. All their dirty laundry was aired,
Yeah.
and people didn't like certain things that Cruz did and said, and and then they're done. And then now here's Trump. He just doesn't give a fuck what people say about him. So I
Yeah.
think that's the only reason why he's still in the front running, and still boggles my mind. Like
Yeah.
this is like. It is like idiocracy. We are like really heading towards like real
Yeah.
like insanity. Like
Yeah.
we're voting a reality TV star business mogul into
Into presidency.
to be a president.
It's sad. I think he just came in and took advantage of a situation where Republicans in the past could always, this is just one example, but
Yeah.
could always fall back on their conservative values and agendas and things like
Yep.
that. And over the past few years, like socially, we've like made some like definite strides away from that, and to where I feel like those kind of things, they couldn't rest on those kind of things anymore. In fact, it was like hurting them in the
Yeah.
popular vote, because people are just, I think, more conscious of it and stuff. And that's just one reason I think that the Republican Party is kind of faltering, or like, just what do we do? Like, kind of scrambling, because it's like they want to maintain their values, but they know legally, like, they are being those things, like gay marriage is legal and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
a smart Republican can't run against it anymore, because like most of their, most people are going to be like, well, it's already illegal. Like, how can you run against it? I don't know. I just think that would make them scramble.
Yeah, it'd be really crazy, like if Trump was to come in there and start to say, "Well, now we're going to get rid of all this,
Mm-hmm.
everything, all the strides that have already been, stepped forward. We don't have to worry about individual states pretty much because it's legal federally,
Right.
for gay marriage and all that. So it's like, good, that's settled.
Leave it
Like,
alone.
let's leave it alone.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of other stuff to worry about. Like,
Right.
I was still surprised that we were still worrying about that, like in 2016, the whole gay marriage and
Yeah, I
everything.
know.
Like, I'm just glad everyone's happy, hopefully, on that front. And now
Right.
there's still all these other issues with people's genders and things like that. That's in the bathroom issues. I'm like, to me, I'm just like, please just use whatever bathroom you're comfortable with. And I just hope people are comfortable using their, I don't know. It just seems so silly. Like that
It
whole
seems like
thing.
a national distraction kind of thing.
Exactly. It's more of distraction. It's just,
People blow it out way more.
way more than it needs to be.
Yeah. That's insane. But yeah, and that's what always bugged me about politics is like, Republicans are like more conservative moral values, and then they're like essentially more favor of the military and business and smaller government.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's so many different issues in one thing
Oh, yeah.
to sign up for.
Yeah.
Because I could be for small government.
That's what most people are. Most people are
Yeah.
pretty much in the middle of both
everyone's in the
things.
middle.
Yeah, everyone's supporting certain liberal things and conservative things.
Right.
And that's the majority of people. And then I think a lot of people that start getting the louder voices are the ones that are so extreme,
Mhm.
be it left or right. So you see old Republicans getting pissed off at young liberal Democrats who are, just learning about the world. They haven't really, they don't have like a real understanding of how the world works and economics and
Or how our system works.
how our system works.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even if Trump did get elected, I don't think much would change as from his point of view from when George Bush leading into Obama. Like, I don't know, what's he really going to do?
No.
And even if he does build a wall, that's what he does. The dude he builds shit. So it's
Yeah.
like that's what he's good at. So fine, build a dumb wall. It's not going to accomplish anything. They already build tunnels here in San Diego underneath the wall. So it's like, okay, build a wall out in the middle of the desert where they can easily build a tunnel right underneath. It's just like, if illegal people want to get over here, they're going to get over here. It's nothing's going to change. And building a wall is just idiotic and an odd thing to run on.
Yeah.
And then when you hear people yelling, build a wall, you just sound ignorant and like really weird. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? And then on the other side, they're saying, La Raza, and you're like, now it's coming like a weird race thing. And, and I'm like, this is like complete distraction, just idiotic and so silly that it's still a thing like right now. And it's going on in our hometown, like downtown. It's not very far from where we are right now, and the Cabin Fever studio. So it's just weird to think about, like, people were hitting each other, yelling at each other, getting each other's faces over just really nothingness.
people chanting for a wall, and it's no one wants to like take a step back and realize just how privileged we are and how privileged we grow up.
Oh yeah.
In the state of the whole world, like living in America, like like people struggle all the time and everything like that. But man, we got it so much easier.
Oh yeah.
We got it so much easier.
And I consider myself. I grew up poor. Like I was raised in an apartment. Like
yeah.
I didn't even know what it was like to live in a house until I was much older. So it's like, and I was privileged. Like I still felt like I had a, PlayStation. I had clothes. I lived well. For especially compared to anyone else outside of the United States. So we are very, very lucky here.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
And it's just like, I don't know, the American story of like immigration and things like that.
Yeah.
Coming over here and building, it's a lack of understanding and a bias that you don't even realize. You can just tell people that like, oh, they're coming over and taking our jobs, and people are like, oh, well, shit, that's crazy. But meanwhile, they'll do like kind of any job just to get by because it makes them happy and it feeds their family, and then they send some of their money back home. It's just like it keeps our economy going, And
a lot of these guys, that come over, they're kind of entrepreneurs. Most of the landscaping guys are Mexican guys, and they're running their own business. Hopefully, they're paying taxes and doing all their shit legally. They're here doing their thing, and anyone is welcome. Any race, any creed is welcome to start their own landscaping business and do whatever they want and charge whatever rates they can to bring in business. So it's like no one's stealing anyone's jobs, really.
Right.
If you're a white teenager and you don't feel like there's any jobs, you could probably go and pick strawberries in Carlsbad.
Yeah.
It's mostly people who probably are here on work visas, but I'm sure they'll give you a job if you're willing to work for minimum wage or whatever they give people. Hopefully it's at least minimum wage or more.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to do the job, then do the job. I don't think it really matters what race or color, whatever you are, wherever you come from. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. People are entitled to.
Yeah.
I feel that way. I was thinking about...
Well, don't you feel like when you were younger, you felt a little bit more entitled, and then the older you get, and you're like, oh, no one owes me anything. No one owes me free college. Like, it would be great if college was cheaper, like, say, state school is more like community college prices, something, it was affordable for people that don't have very many job opportunities that would even pay well, because, people get paid on work experience, and the higher paying jobs they're looking for people with more work experience, and that's why you're going to college. So it's a big weird thing to charge so much for schooling and then be saddled with so much debt that doesn't even make a difference if you have that degree.
And there's no emphasis, I don't feel like, on well-rounded education. Outside of people who get one. Right, yeah.
Right.
But, if you put, most of the time, I feel like if you put it on your resume, I'm sure there's some companies that do, it's just like, it's just a shitty system of debt, of a revolving debt, I still think about, like, man, if I made a comfortable living where I didn't have to work so much, I would love to be in school with my free time, just to be learning about all this cool stuff. And when you're working, 4 or 5 hours a day, and then going to class for 4 or 5 hours a day, and then doing homework and stuff, it's hard to just like stop and like really take in all the stuff you're learning, because you're just trying to get the grade at that point, so your money is justified because you're paying for it. And it's just like, it'd be nice to just go to pick some things you're interested in, kind of kick back and take it all in and have discussions. And then,
Because would you say like the average person that goes to college normally has to have a side job or a part-time job just to help them get through college?
I don't know how else they do it.
Right.
Even
with your parents' help, or even with scholarships and grants and things like that.
Even if you're lucky enough to go to community college and get a grant.
Yeah.
Then all your classes are paid for yet, but like we live in San Diego.
It's expensive to live here.
Just your living costs alone are keeping you at your job at least 25 hours, where you're living. And I mean, I talk to people that I work with who work full time, and they haven't been with the company as long as me, so they don't make as much money as I do, and they're my same age or our age, you know, and they're sharing, you know, a 2-bedroom apartment with 4 people, two people in each room, and I'm like, fuck, I could not share my room as
I
a
know,
grown
man.
adult
Yeah,
with
that's
somebody else. I can't. Yeah, I'm privileged. Like I couldn't do it.
yeah.
I'm just
If you're
like,
not a musician or a comedian, like that's your real passion, and you have
yeah,
to share an apartment, but at least you're leading and hopefully going towards something
yeah,
like that. Then oh my gosh, that is torturous.
yeah. And it's just, you know, I don't know. You want to better yourself. You want to go to
Yeah.
school. Then yeah, you'll suffer through that kind of stuff. But it's just like, I don't know. I wish there was like a happier medium, you know.
Exactly.
And I guess it just
Yeah.
it depends on you and like the lifestyle you want to live. And people are like so embracing the van life, and I think out of
Oh
like
yeah.
sort of I think a lot of it's like this intellectual kind of medium, you know.
Mhm.
It's just like, why are we spending so much time doing this monotonous behavior to pay on a rental that we have that you're just giving the money away, you know? And why not find an alternative means of living that can save you X amount of money? So either you don't have to work as much, or you're taking that money and investing it
Mm-hmm.
into yourself and in the future and stuff like that. And it's just making so much more sense, you know, like you don't have to be wealthy or well connected to really kind of build something, but you do have to kind of sacrifice like some of your comforts.
Oh, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I follow a lot of different van dwellers and RV dwellers on YouTube, and there's guys that cover all kinds of ranges from dudes that are working 40 hours a week and they still live in their van and they're just socking away all that money saving up to retire, so they could just retire at 40 years old and just travel the country and do it comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Camp in BLM land, which is completely free, or you know, you can camp in the national forest, and or you could work camp, and you know, you get paid to camp pretty much, and you get to enjoy the park at the same time, which is pretty amazing. And then other people that they just make their money on YouTube. So just by making videos and making videos that people want to watch, they make enough money from YouTube advertising. It's probably not a lot of money, but enough to pay for the gas and to still continue the van life. And
it's fun to make movies.
Exactly.
So that's cool.
If you're following your passion, you enjoy editing, you enjoy doing all the, because it's hard work. Like if you ever actually edited a video, be it visually or auditory, it's hard. Like it can be tough, and it's a lot of hours being at the computer, like mixing and adding music and cutting shit. Like you could do like a couple hours of footage and you just want to edit it down to like 15 minutes, and that's a lot of hours of time, but it's worth it, especially if you're getting like 50,000 views for one video. You can make a decent amount of money. And there's guys out there who do it, and it's pretty amazing that people have figured out a way of living kind of debt free in a way, not having that continue month to month thing, except for, you know, you want a cell phone, you want internet access. That's a you know, a couple $100, but if you're not paying $1,000 a month to live somewhere, you know, or and then you don't have an extra like car payment or something like that because you just live in your van or your RV and you're good to go. So it's a pretty interesting way to live, and that's why I'm kind of drawn to it, because I just think it's I hate paying rent ever since I started paying rent, and even before that I'm like, what? I got to pay X amount of money just to live there? Like, it just fucking seems so insane to me. And then when you think about how much money, you're just like, that's thousands of dollars just to be there. And I do live in a cool place, but I've just gotten to the point I'm just too comfortable. Just too comfortable. I want to get out there. And I do kind of want to make it a little bit more difficult, because it is going to be hard. Just different challenges that come along. You know, you got challenges living in a stationary place, and then you're going to have challenges you know, being mobile. But I'm excited to be mobile eventually. In a few months, I cannot wait. So I'm just slowly kind of getting my van prepped and ready and getting it to where it's going to be livable. And before I take it out, we should take the van to Joshua Tree. That'll be a goal.
Cool.
I'll have my van at least ready. And
I'll bring my tent too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it'll just be a fun trip, because it'll be fully ready. We'll have a shower, composting toilet will be installed. We'll have a propane stove, sink, all the amenities to
Cool.
enjoy a fun trip out there. So yeah, that'll be a good goal by the end of summer.
We'd make a cool
Get that
video.
van. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be so much
Yeah,
fun.
buddy.
I'd love.
Yeah, because my plan
I'd love
is
to do it.
I do want to start getting back to documenting my van stuff, because I was in the beginning when I first got my van, kind of documenting what I was doing. It's weird though putting yourself out there on YouTube, because
Yeah.
you do get some trolley type people, like, shitting on what you're doing and your process and things
Mhm.
like that, and it kind of, and it's even just the one or two people, and
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people saying you're doing a good job, but those one or two people,
Yeah.
like, you really do got to develop a thick skin, because you will get attacked by just random people who just are, maybe they're having a bad day, or they just
knows?
don't like you, or
They live
whatever.
in a different reality.
Oh
too.
yeah, exactly. And you'll go to their page and they don't have a picture of themselves, and they don't have any videos uploaded, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a nothing. This
Right.
is a nothing person. This is
Right.
so you do kind of
Is that what's keeping you?
no. At this
Oh.
point, I just with my everything that I'm dealing with and just work and everything, and then I wanted to put more focus into the podcast as well, and it's like I didn't want to spread myself too thin.
Sure.
But I will start making new videos for the van, just to kind of keep it going, and updates, because I've got like around 600 subscribers to my channel.
What?
So I mean that's
That's
quite a few
awesome.
people that are
Yeah.
interested in it, and like the tour video, my first tour video's got, I don't know, well over 20,000 people have seen it.
Wow.
So
Are they? You're such a funny guy. Like you need to you need to make some funny videos.
I know, yeah, that's really the idea. Like I
Yeah.
want to, have a funny channel, get creative with my van and everything. But at a certain point, I'm like, I just want to like get it done, because
Sure.
there is a whole process with like setting up the camera, kind of narrating what I'm doing with it. But I've got a bunch of stuff, because I took off the fenders, I repainted them,
Yeah.
and so I've got a bunch of videos. I just need to actually edit them, and
Well, maybe after the van's done and you're living in it too, you could just cook up some fucking random.
no,
videos.
and I've got a
Yeah.
bunch of ideas when I do actually move into it, because I want to do like a tour of all the different San Diego beaches, the different vibes
Yeah.
that go along with them. Like, all the way from like La Jolla Shores all the way down to like IB. It's a completely different vibe in those beaches. And I think it'll be just a fun thing to showcase too. Just San Diego in a fun way.
And any like locations you find
Mhm.
parking or trouble parking.
Yes,
or, like,
exactly.
just a
See,
little
that's
bit.
it's little tips about just boondocking and living in San Diego as well.
Yeah.
Because it's doable. It's just going to be hard, because I don't know legally. I don't think it's you can't actually live in your vehicle. I'm
Right.
pretty sure here in San Diego, and so you just gotta be smart about it. People do it all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, people are in OB right now in their vans and their RVs, living in them. There's people
People-
all over San
Yeah.
Diego actually, because once you start like knowing about vans, you start looking at vans. You're like, oh, there's solar up there. There's
Yeah.
liveaboards. They
All
live
through
in their
Claremont,
vans.
There's
Yep.
boondockers. I see them
Exactly.
all the time.
Yep.
On my street and on the street where the Costco's at.
Yep.
Same thing. Solar
Exactly.
panels, like hitches on the back.
Yeah.
For like towing a car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I see them ever. There's a, not to derail you, but there's a car that used to be a cab. It's still got its cab stuff on it, and it's got a hitch, and it's got an old school, not an Airstream trailer, but like an Airstream.
Yeah.
I see it parked all over Claremont.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
that guy's fully living in this thing, and he
Yeah.
just moves it like every other day.
And
so.
see, that's what you have to do. That's the smart thing. You have to constantly be moving. You have to know the proper areas to park, where it's legal to do it overnight, and you know where you're not going to get harassed, and you also want to be comfortable. You don't want to be on a street that has like constant traffic going back and forth. So that's really when I'm going to start really maybe doing like a daily vlog, or every couple of days doing a vlog, just living on the streets here in San Diego, giving tips to people, because San Diego, it's a tourist town. There's a lot of people coming in and out of San Diego and traveling, and I just happen to plan on live here.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I do plan on I really want to go to Zion.
Oh yeah.
I've never been there. It
Man.
looks so beautiful. I've so many people who go there, and I'm like, I've got to
Yeah.
just spend 2 weeks out there just hanging out, just exploring and just being out there. I want to go back to Yosemite. I want to just start exploring BLM land throughout Nevada and Arizona, and just start like slowly spreading out. And then I want to do a fun trip. I want to go out to Illinois. I want to visit my grandfather and my uncle, and I've got cousins out there and a bunch of people I want to visit. And that's where like where my mom's side of the family lives. And then eventually I want to go out to Texas. I want to actually visit my dad and half brother, stepbrother, stepsister lives out in Florida. So I just want to start spreading out and start really enjoying this country, because I feel like there's so much I haven't seen.
Right.
And I'm 31 years old. I just feel like there's, and I've seen a lot too at the same time. Like I've seen a lot and done a lot, but there's still a lot more that I want to do. Exactly. Yeah. And I'm hoping to find a nomadic chick, some hippie chick out there that at least, please shave your armpits if you're listening. Just shave your armpits. But I like the hippie vibe,
Everything.
Yeah.
Just drag it by the hair in your van,
Right.
Clever,
Yeah.
Just blow weed in her face.
Yeah.
It'll take over like a zombie, and she'll just like follow you into your van or some fresh fruit.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm just gonna listen to this and be like, "That's me."
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny because those girls probably aren't on the online dating.
No, they're not. They're living life.
Yeah.
They're going face to face, doing it. Yeah.
Maybe that's our next venture is some kind of adventure seeker single. Not adventure seekers, because that could be a lot more
that's
things.
no. I know what you're talking about. That's got to be out there. There's got to be a congregation where people just gather, do their thing. They're like minds,
You know what I haven't thought about in a while, and then because there was a few years when I first learned about it that I thought it was really cool, was Burning Man.
I was just about to say, Burning Man's also on my list. Just to be out there. It's not really like I want
to see it.
Yeah, I just want to see it and be around there.
Just
and
like I thought
having a van camper and something like that, that's what you need, because you're out there and you need water. You need to take a shower every couple of days. So that's also on my list for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Just as a photographer, just to be out there and photograph the artwork and the people and the atmosphere. Something like that.
Yeah.
Would be amazing.
I'd still like to do something like that. Just to go witness to it.
One of the guys that I did, I went down to South America with to do ayahuasca. His name is Darren, and he does like trapeze artists and like does like that.
Really?
Yeah, it does like sets up this huge thing like and does with a net and everything, and does trapeze and all kinds of like crazy stuff. And he took some phenomenal photos out there, and just ever since I'm like seeing his photos, I'm like, damn, I gotta get out there.
So he did this out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does like Burning Man every single year.
Okay.
Yeah, just goes out there and he travels with like this troupe. They're like a trapeze troupe,
Wow.
so they just go around traveling all over the world. Yeah.
So surreal.
Yeah.
That's
he was a really cool dude.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like you would meet a lot of those kind of people who just kind of follow their passions, and a lot of artists, a lot of creatives.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, let's just have this thing, And
Yeah, there's just one guy. His name is Wilbur Olson. He's like a graphic design artist, and he just turned 40. And then so what he did was he quit his job. He was working with this health magazine. He's like a vegan and everything, like health nut. So quit his job, and then he has a couple of rental properties. So that's how he like makes his income pretty much. And so now he's retired, and now he's just going to travel and just do like graphic design jobs like online as he travels. And it's guys like that like really motivate me. I'm like, yeah, I mean, he could easily do it. He doesn't. And he just took like a cargo van and converted it. So it's not like he doesn't have a shower or toilet or anything. So he just goes to like gyms and places like that, YMCAs and things like that to get around. So it's like at every single level, people can do this.
Yeah.
and he's planning on doing like all the fun places.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's cool. I'd love to go. Love to go see Burning Man.
And I follow
Let's go
people
back
at,
that
at
way.
all levels, like people that travel in Class A's, and Class A's are the larger RVs, more like a bus, and then Class C's are smaller, more like the van, got like the overhead bed compartment, and then all the way down to Class B, which is the van conversions, and then all the way down to people that have converted like Sprinter vans and Econoline vans and things like that.
I like those a lot. I like
Yeah.
the Sprinter bit, man.
Yeah,
I've been South
you can
Colony
do a
guy.
lot. I'm like, that's almost like, because I was really into the tiny homes, like I really like that whole concept of small living, compact living, like everything has its place type of thing. And then with the Sprinter vans, there's a lot of people that they do some phenomenal things, like real nice woodworking on the inside. I mean, they've got toilets and showers. Like they can really do a lot with the Sprinter van.
Yeah.
A lot. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I've been following a guy through, I don't even know, through that Van Life Diaries, I think, and his name was Cyrus Sutton. And he's got a lot of sponsorship stuff, but he was featured on Van Life, and he was getting his Sprinter van worked on here in PB.
Oh, okay,
And
nice.
so I added him on Snapchat, so he just send progress out to it and stuff, and just
Yeah.
like all wood on the inside, and then a bed and stove, and just
Yep.
I just like watched this thing come together like pretty easily. Too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was just like, that's pretty cool. Like these are like blank canvases, and
Exactly.
talk about stealthy. These Sprinter vans are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
You never
Exactly.
even question like whether someone's living.
Oh yeah.
Or that,
Easily.
that girl whose tiny van travels.
Oh, she's way
Yeah,
cute.
she's
yeah,
got that
yeah.
little transit, tiny little thing.
Well, she's a small girl,
And
but
she's a small person, exactly.
she's a
but-
small person, but it's perfect for her. That's
Yeah.
that's as stealthy as it gets. And now she's just traveling around. She's surfed. She's doing her thing.
Yeah.
Like, she's got it set up real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she built it all herself too,
Yeah.
which is the best thing. And if you've ever grown your own vegetables, or you've ever like done your own woodworking or something like that, there's just such an amazing feeling of accomplishment that comes along when you do your own thing, when you build your own thing, and it works, and it's
Yeah.
undescribable.
Yeah.
So it's like I highly recommend anyone to just try their own shit.
Yeah.
Grow your own tomatoes and just see how that feels, in a couple of
Yeah.
months when you got your own tomatoes and you're picking them off and you're throwing them in your salad. I mean, that
Yeah.
feels good.
Yeah.
Feels real nice.
I think my dream would be to like boondock for a while, do some traveling
Mhm.
weekends or whatever, and then find that little piece of property.
Yes.
And then still live in the van or whatever,
Yep.
truck, whatever, and then just slowly start building my own thing.
That's
myself.
yeah, I'm right there
And
with
I'm
you.
like-
Yeah.
I can't imagine like being more nourished by my environment that I'm like constructing as I go,
Exactly.
and just not like, because I think about, I'm like, man, I always feel like I need to invest. I need to invest in like a condo. I need to invest in a house.
Mhm.
Like, I would love to and stuff like that, but I still feel like I feel better about that than renting it. But at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, I'll make repairs here and there, and I guess I'll like do the yard the way I want it to, but just the idea of like having some land, seeing it with nothing on it,
Just a blank
And then-
canvas. Yeah.
taking pictures of shit as I go and figure it out,
Yeah.
it would just be, there'd be so many life lessons in it, I feel like.
Absolutely.
Of like, really like every fucking dollar I earn now is going to this vision of this thing that I have, that I can touch, be with, and like know through and throughout, talk about it and have it for myself.
Absolutely.
And one day like raise my kid there and tell them about it.
Yeah.
And then they can decide what they want to do after that, but at least I'll have like well, this is what I was facing, and this is the decision I made, and this is what became of it, and like just be a part of it.
Well, I think
it's awesome.
like this renting and this apartment atmosphere, this is relatively new to mankind, really. I mean,
Right.
for the most part, people had their own little homesteads, especially here in America for the longest time. unless you lived in New York or one of the major cities, you had your own little piece of property. You had your own house. You had to build it yourself. You had to grow your own food. It was hard. Like
Right.
it was more difficult to. You can go order shit off of Amazon and have it delivered in a couple of days. It was much a different atmosphere. So all this is really new to us. So I think it's in our nature to just want to have our own little
Right.
piece, you
I think
know,
so.
and to do it ourselves and to have that accomplishment and to know like if your pipes burst, you know exactly how to fix it because you put the pipes in yourself or you
Right.
wired up the ceiling lamp and so you know how to fix it when it breaks because you put it in, you installed it or whatever it might little trial or tribulation that might come with having your own home and building your own home. So it's those skills are priceless to develop when you're doing things like that on your own and trying to figure it out. Like that's just amazing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get there. Yeah, that's really my plan because at this rate, like I feel like I'm throwing away money when it comes
Yeah.
to rent, and like that could be going into a savings account every single month. Like take that rent money, put it into a savings account. Eventually, I'll have enough money to buy a little piece of land. And
Yeah.
at this moment, I could at least travel around and find that little piece of
Yeah.
land. Find maybe Northern California is where I belong. Maybe
Right.
somewhere on the river in Arizona might be calling me. I mean, who
Right.
knows? Like what little piece of land I might be able to find and then build a tiny house trailer, or maybe have a couple little couple acres spread around the country, and I could tow my trailer depending on the time of year. I could take the trailer there and set up base camp and have everything set up when it comes to getting fresh water and having a solar system set up and
Right.
things like that. Yeah,
I'm
it's
on,
all doable.
Yeah. I'm on Zillow all the time looking at.
Yeah, me too. And I'm like, why does it have to be so far away? Like,
Yeah.
I guess it would be cool to live out there, but
Yeah.
still.
There's always places up in Valley Center.
Yeah, Valley Center. Yeah,
And I'm
Which
like,
it's
far,
not.
but
It's not that far though.
Yeah.
Either. Yeah.
And it's like there's like good views up there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pretty decent size.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
almost already afford it. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. It's hard. But I think that's the dream. I like.
It's a good
hear,
dream.
I like to hear where you're at, though. And I like to hear your band progress and stuff. Like I like to. It's gonna be cool.
Is that
Seeing
something?
your transition.
Is that something you would ever be able to do? I mean, just cut the cord and be like, hey, all right, I'm just gonna buy a van or have like a nice little camper or something like that. And would you travel, like, say, with your girlfriend or?
I don't know.
It's hard because I
Yeah,
mean
it's
that's
hard.
like completely life changing.
Yeah.
But you guys aren't because you guys are in an affordable place too, especially when you're both splitting the rent. You're good. You got a nice little
But
little nest.
we're both the same mindset of. We did get a good deal.
Yeah,
San
but doesn't
Diego.
mean you got to stay there forever.
Right.
And, yeah.
Well, no, and also a good deal is just fucking still really expensive when it comes down to it.
Right.
You know,
right.
like,
Yeah.
We both make enough money to like afford it,
Yeah.
but it's just like, she really wants a house. She wants something to make her own. She's very like wants to grow things.
Yep.
Wants to like be a part of it, have animals and things
Mhm.
like that. So we're always kind of looking at other states, like where could we go? We're paying X amount in rent right now. We could
Yep.
be paying on a 3-bedroom house in another state.
Yep.
It's just like that sounds awesome. But then all of our families here in San Diego,
yeah.
and that's that's hard. I don't want to leave my family, but at the same time, it's just like today I jokingly floated because I was on Instagram.
Yeah.
We were just in a break room, and I was like, "Hey, would you ever want to just like live in a van with me?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "I think even Aurora, her cat would like it." I was like, "Yeah, you get her a harness, you walk her around every once in a while. She'll get the
Dude, there are a bunch of people that have cats that do
Yeah.
the van life. Absolutely. And the
Yeah.
cats love it. Like in there's this guy named Justin Credible. He lives in class B plus, and he's got a cat, and he takes him outside. And there's other guy named Nomadic Fanatic. He's got this fat ass cat, but he'll put it on a harness, and cat loves it. So I mean, it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
It's doable, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a channel I recommend. It's called A Guy, a Girl, and a Camper Van. Guy and a girl, they're living in a camper van about the same size van that I have, and they live in it comfortably. And so what they did, they got married and they wanted to save up a bunch of money. So they decided, let's just move in to this camper van. We'll save a bunch of money. We'll travel around. They live up in Canada, so they traveled all around Canada. So they got a bunch of cool videos of them just traveling around Canada. And now eventually they just moved in like a tiny house cabin.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
kind of neat to see their transition. Like they've been saving up all this money, and they both work and do their thing. So they made it happen.
Right.
And they save up a bunch of money, and that's basically exactly kind of what you guys want to do.
Right.
It's definitely doable. They could do it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to stay in San Diego too. Like there's other parts of the country you could make the exact same amount of money you're making right now at the San Diego Costco and go to Colorado or go to Georgia or go to Texas or wherever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And your money will go a lot further.
Yeah. So much further.
But San Diego, we do live in paradise. We really do. Like if you're able to kind of like step aside and just go down to La Jolla and just hang out or go wherever, and if you go on a day, especially like on a weekday, a Wednesday, and it's not like crazy tourists, it's not summertime.
Yeah.
You got paradise to yourself. You can just hang out and enjoy the day.
Yeah.
Like that's why it costs money to live here.
Exactly.
That's why it costs so much.
I always compare it to like, I've traveled some like really cool places. I've been to Hawaii. I've been out to Lake Tahoe. All these places that like really took my breath away and were great, and had like a great time.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, I always get to come back to San Diego.
Yeah.
Like it's not somewhere that you're trying to escape.
Right. Yeah.
It's just you can go experience like other like awesome places and then come back home and you get out of our airport and it's like palm trees.
It's perfect weather.
Ocean,
yeah.
Nice breeze. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm home now. Like, this is cool. So it's just it's almost shitty that we grew up here.
Right. I know.
Just because of the cost of things. And I've met people that grew up in like podunk towns in like Northern California, like outside Stockton, like Central California.
Oh yeah.
And then would come here and visit, and it was their like goal, like to go like get into school down here or just somehow make it down here.
Right.
And I love those people because they're so excited by our city, whereas just like I feel like I take it for granted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've always been here, I've always had it, and I've never had that draw that you had.
Yep.
To be like, I really just want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is like pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like a weird place to be.
Yeah, I mean, like even for me, like growing up in Ramona, like you kind of want to get out of Ramona when you live there. But now, when I go back to Ramona, I'm like, this ain't so bad. Now I'm just because I'm older, I'm like, I don't really care, that much about the craziness that you can go have a good time down in downtown or PB or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, San Diego is an amazing place, and we do take it for granted for a little bit. Yeah. Especially coming from Stockton or some shitty area.
Yeah. It's some real like.
It is very rural up there, and come down to San Diego and it's fucking paradise. And,
yeah. It's I'm sure any nice beach town is kind of the same way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
we're lucky.
So do you have like a timeline? Is it kind of in the air?
No, right now it's getting down to about 6 or 7 months. I'm hoping to be fully moved in the van, be completely ready, have the solar panels installed, everything's good to go inside, and be like completely downsized when it comes down to all my stuff, and sell off and give away, all that type of stuff. So right now I'm trying to brew up as much beer as I can because I've got 2 more kits up there.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so hopefully
when's this one going to be
throughout the summer. This one's going to take a little longer. So right now I've got a Pliny the Elder clone going, and this one, it's a double IPA, so it just takes a little bit longer when it comes to adding dry hops and conditioning it and getting where it needs to be, as opposed to like a normal beer that might take a month and a half to brew. This one takes about 2 months to really get it where it's drinkable.
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be worth it. I'm
That'd be
hoping.
awesome.
Yeah, this is the most involved brew I've done, so I'm hoping it'll get me. And then what do I got? I got an American wheat beer and then an Irish red to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll get those going at some point whenever I get my carboy available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, buddy.
So about 6 months. So we're looking at like the end of
Like
the year.
yeah, like 7,
Or
8
New
months.
Year.
Like yeah, I don't want to push it. I want to so I'm looking at that time frame, and yeah, that's my goal right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, buddy.
So where can people follow your videos?
Yeah, you can go to currently right now on YouTube. You can go to just search Sean Evans photo on YouTube, and I'm sure my videos will start to pop up, and then you can subscribe on there if you want to check them out. All right, awesome. So, and you can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and all that fun stuff. You can go to Sean Evans Photo. That's SeanPhoto.
And I'm on Twitter at PacMatt, PACMATT. Tweet us. Just if you're listening to this, just say hi.
Yeah,
That's
just say
all.
what up.
What's up?
Yo, hey, hello.
Hey,
Howdy.
thanks. You live in a van or a house.
Yeah.
You're one of those home dwellers. That's cool.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm glad your parents own a business that you took over.
Yeah, I'm glad you had everything handed to you
Paid
in
for
the
your
silver
education.
spoon.
Now you just take
Enjoy that master's degree. I'm sure to get you very far in life.
Well, I'm walking through a world that ain't mine, that ain't mine. Yeah, I'm wandering through a world that ain't hers, that ain't hers. Well, I'm living through a heart I don't know, that I don't know. And I'm singing through a soul that I don't know, that I don't know. But honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. Yeah, honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. Honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. Well, I'm swimming in an ocean, and it's all mine. Yeah, it's all mine. And I'm running through a forest, and it's on fire. Yeah, it's on fire. And I've been searching for a river to lead me home, lead me home. But I wish I'd find it sooner, 'cause I ain't got no place to go. No, no, no. 'Cause honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. Yeah, honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. Honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. But for all my hard work, yeah, for all my hard work, yeah, for all my hard work, I've got to keep on. 'Cause I got something in my back pocket all along. Yeah, I got something in my back pocket to hold on to. Well, I'm walking through a world that ain't mine, that ain't mine. Yeah, I'm wandering through a world that ain't hers, that ain't hers. No, no, no. Well, honey, I'm